In today's video, we're going to make a delicious batch of cookies out of this piece of foam core. So let's get started. A Cucoloris has to be probably the funniest name for an object that we use in photography or filmmaking. Well, aside from a butt plug. And if you want to know what a butt plug is, you could search for it on B&H, but I really suggest that you do not search for it on Google. I repeat, do not go to Google. Okay, you don't have to do that. I've got a picture of one right here. I would show you one of mine, but I'm actually using two of them right now, and well, that's all I've got. It's simply an adapter that lets you modify a stand that is more commonly used in filmmaking to something that works with smaller lights like strobes. And now, back to our story. A Cucoloris is a gobo, that's our funny phrase number 3, that goes between your light and your subject or background to create shadows in the frame just like this. Now you can buy a professionally made one, or you can make one yourself for just a few dollars in less than an hour. The first time I tried to make one, it was sort of a fail. I took a piece of foam core and drew a bunch of random shapes on it, and then cut them out, and then discovered that my little amoebas were probably too close together and there wasn't a lot of black material left to cast a shadow. So today, I'm going to finally try again. So step 1, draw some random shapes on this 20 by 20 inch or 50 by 50 centimeter piece of black foam core. Now, you need to leave about 2 inches or 5 centimeters around the edges so you'll have room to clamp your Cucoloris to a stand. You could make a rectangular cookie, but a square should work since it more closely mirrors the shape of your round lights. Step 2 is to cut the shapes out using a box cutter and/or an X-Acto knife. But whatever you do, do not cut yourself. I swear that I've never cut myself. Yeah, right. I think I probably end up cutting myself about every time I do one of these projects, but just be careful. I started off using the box cutter, but then I realized that I needed to use the X-Acto knife for the tight turns. So you probably want to have both of them handy. Now step 3 is really hard. Okay, I'm kidding. All you have to do is mount your gobo in front of a light, and that'll cast the shadows onto your background. Now, photographers, you're probably not going to have a Fresnel attachment like the one that I have for my LED video light, and that's okay. Just use a 10 to 20 degree grid on your strobe. If you have a pair of barn doors, that's even better, because the whole point of it is just to restrict the light so that it only falls on the gobo. The farther the gobo is from the light, the harder the shadows will be on your background. So you'll want to mount the gobo, or cookie in this case, on a separate stand. You could use A-clamps, but you'll get a lot more precision if you use a magic arm and a mini clip. After I made this Cucoloris today, I realized that my shapes may be a little bit too large. But I'm not sure yet, so for today's video, I layered my old cookie with my new cookie. A lot of the times when I light my backgrounds with these modifiers, I will use a gel to simulate natural light. So if I want to simulate moonlight, I'll use a blue gel, like the one that I'm using today. And if I want to simulate daylight, I will use a CTO gel or a CTS gel. The reason I used a blue or CTB gel today is because I didn't want to throw off the color harmony by interjecting a warm source onto a blue background. Now, if you want to cast shadows, you're going to need hard light. However, when using a soft light source, you could use a cookie right outside of your frame to darken part of your composition. I've done this from time to time and it works really well. Now, you could make any shape that you'd like. You could make mini blinds or a window pane. Or you could just forego the Cucoloris altogether and use a plant or some branches. Really, the choice is up to you. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, please leave those below. And why don't you share with us the top 3 funny names that you use for photography gear? I can't wait to hear what people use in Europe or Africa. And you know the Aussies are gonna have some really effed up colloquialisms. Thank you guys so much for your time. Stay safe and have a great day.